at Aaron Tough School of Short Arms and Deep Pockets. Tretch's favorite MC has paid mad dues and stayed true to the underground. He is always available to teach the younger generation of future MCs. The street is fair game. In hip hop, you play the same. If you got skills and everybody's got to know your name. If any of you suck, then you're only to blame. And if you're nice, rest assured you're headed for fortune and fame. YZ's distinctively agitated raw rhyme flow is second to nobody and separates him from the remedial class of style-biting MCs. Subject matter on album ranges from everyday activities like getting your hair cut while hanging with your homies at the barbershop to later kicking a fly honey while getting drunk at the bar. The album's standout track, Newborn, is YZ's execulant composition, which is dope despite its ineffective, somewhat annoying use of vocal Beastie Boys sample. With production done mostly by YZ and little help from track masters, The Ghetto's Been Good to Me is a solid album which deserves to get attention and support from true hip-hop fans. That, again, is by Elliott Wilson from February of 1994. You think those were
Man,
accurate reviews?
I appreciate these reviews. I've never read them. I didn't know those reviews, and I think it's cool that they thought that album was good and slept on. I mean, at the end of the day, I wasn't really coming out to try to be like, the greatest MC. Never. I never really tried to do that. I was a business person. I wanted to, be in a place where I could help other people find a way to put out their music because, I was running into people who I thought were phenomenal. UTD was one of those groups. And this is the reason why Adolf was very important to me too. Adolf had his ear to the street. And if it wasn't Havoc coming to the house because of Adolf or me going to meet Sticky Fingers or Fredro from Onyx or meeting DCQ, who happened to be Mos Def's brother, telling me about this group that he and his brother had with this girl, and them getting signed to me because, Adolf was a friend of Adolf, and he was just like, yo, I like what you're doing with him. Can you do that for us too? And I was just like, hell yeah, because y'all sound bananas.
Right.
And UTD, another, you talk about slept on, that album was bananas. Bananas. And yet, it's like a treasure to be found, man. Now, don't get me wrong. We were blessed to get Mos Def and all of his treasures because of it. And I'm blessed to know the brother. He's a great brother. He became a great man. He was always great, but he became a great man and with great vision. And,
Right.
we're still brothers to this day. I mean, we don't see each other that often. Most likes to stay to himself like I do.
Right.
But when we see each other, it's all love. Everything is gravy. I actually I did a song for them on that album. I produced a record. They took it off. They took it off because we were having issues, and they should have taken it off. But I had used a Teddy Pendergrass sample for them, and I actually loved it. The track was dope. Anyway,
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes before we get out of here. What do you think it is about this album that people are still talking about it 27 years later?
I just think like anything else, man. You got cats like Eminem who is a fan of YZ's, and you got young white kids who love Eminem, and older white people, men and women, who love that dude, saying, "Who is this YZ that Eminem keeps talking about?" I heard him talk about him at least 3 separate occasions. Why does he keep bringing this man up? YZ, who is YZ now? YZ is like an Asian dude somewhere. Like I've noticed, if you go to Spotify, it's like 3 different YZs. Here's a funny story for you. I went to A3C last year, and I saw on the bill that Just Blaze was in a forum. I love Just Blaze. On top of which, he's from Patterson, where I was born. And so I go see him. I'm sitting in the back. Question time. I asked a question. They said, your name? I said, I'm YZ, such and such. And Just Blaze gets this funny look on his face. After the thing was over, the who was it? It was who was it? Who was the commentator there? I can't even remember right now. But anyway, he introduces me to Just. Just says, yo, I can't even fucking believe that you are standing in front of me right now, kind of way. That was his attitude. He was like, when you first said YZ, I almost stood up and said, you can't have that name. That name is taken already. I swear to God, this is verbatim Just Blaze, whom I'm a fan, is saying this about me. And I was just like, yo, I can't believe that I'm a fan of yours and you are actual fan of mine. I can't believe it. Because Just Blaze, to me, is one of the best producers that ever did it. To me.
Right.
And it speaks to me to why today's generation can listen and why people, even though like music, good music is going to stand the test of time. You can't, I got albums on Spotify right now. And all I know is all it's going to take is for them to get a whiff. I did an album called The Legend of Floyd Jones. It was an ode to Pee Wee Kirkland. It's an album about a pimp and a hustler. It was supposed to be a soundtrack for a movie that I was going to make about that dude's life. To me, it's phenomenal. It's picture painting. People that listen to, I read a review for that. They didn't even know it was me. They were like, yo, this is some real pimp shit here. That's how they started the review. And I'm like thinking to myself, we must have did the right thing because that's exactly what I wanted to do. But lo and behold, they did not know it was me. A female found out that was me and got mad. She was like, how was he making the Ghettos, not Return of Holy One, thinking of a master plan one day and bitch better have my money or whatever it was called. That's how she put it, like, the next. But she didn't stop to ask me what that project was about. If she knew, it was about that man's life and his fight and struggle. And I just wanted to paint a picture for him. That was it. I loved the man and I wanted to try to paint a picture for him. Like, and it wasn't supposed to be his life verbatim. It was supposed to be, just like any other artist that comes out and does a soundtrack for an album. Come on, they might not be them, but they do it. And
Right.
then I got an album called Muad'Dib. I recorded that album in 7 days. I slept in the studio, but I love the album. And it's on Spotify. Yet, I don't get listeners listening to that. But they'll listen to Ghetto's Been Good to Me because some DJ found it and said, yo, I don't know why I didn't like this record then, but I love it now. I hated Ghetto's Been Good to Me when I recorded that shit. But guess what? It grew on me too.
Right.
Who would have thought?
No doubt. This is go ahead.
The last thing I have to say about that, man, and I think somebody hit it in one of the reviews you wrote. I think you can listen to it because it's a true depiction. The voice might not be what it needs to be at certain points, but the picture is clear. The picture is clear. And I think that, when you read those words to me, it kind of put it in my mind of where my head was when I was actually doing this. Like, I wanted to paint my block for the world. Not my neighborhood, my block. My block, literally. I told you, the barbershop was right around the corner. The bar and the pizza, all that stuff was right there. When I shot videos, where did I shoot them? I shot them right in my neighborhood.
Right.
Because I wanted people to get the feeling that they were living in my street, on my block. And I think that album did that for me. If it didn't do anything else, it did that.
And we love it to this day.
Huh?
I say, and we still love it to this day.
Yeah, and we still living. And you're right.
No
And
doubt.
you're saying that the lyrics are still living?
No, I said we love the album to this day. Yeah, the lyrics are definitely still outliving.
Well, I think the people that probably love it now probably didn't pay no mind to that back then.
Oh yeah, we did. I think you're just
Well,
a tough critic.
see, but the funny thing is, I get this all the time that I am my own worst enemy and my own worst critic, and that might be so, sincere, but I'm tough on myself because I have to be. If I want to get better, I have to eat my own ass out sometimes. And so, like, and remember, I said I had to say something to some friends of mine. I
Right.
have a business partner. Actually, I have two business partners and a third associate that I want to say something to. I love y'all. I know things may not seem what they always that they may not seem like they are sometimes, but patience is everything. Patience is everything, especially in business. I learned that the hard way, and because of my mistakes before, I slow down and do what I got to do. And when people start talking crazy, I'm deaf. I could turn these ears off. And I've gotten to the point where I can turn my whole presence and off of a person. Doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about them and doesn't mean that I don't want to take care of them. It just means that I don't have time for the drama and the friction because life's too short. And I'm in this game to win. I'm not in it to play. I'm in it to win. And if you really are with me, ride with me. Don't say you want to ride with me, and then as soon as I drive one block, you want to get out the car. If you want to ride with me, ride with me. Because if I say I'm gonna ride with you, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ride with you. It's hard for me to love somebody and stop loving them. It's
Right.
what it's almost like the best thing about me and the worst thing about me, because it's never gonna be reciprocal. Love's not. It don't work that way. Love don't work that way. It works in a way that either you're going to be the person on the true and living love side of it, or you're going to be on the halfway love side of it, where you're going to be receiving halfway of it, half, because they're never going to feel like you. And they might, their love might be stronger than yours sometimes. You get
Right.
me? But for me, it's hard for me to love and not love wholeheartedly. It's hard for me to love and forget. I can't forget anything. It stays in me. It's too, like I'm talking about, it's kind of scary how it gets in my cells and it makes my stomach hurt. And people hurt my feelings. And I hate to sound like that as a man, but they get inside my soul and they hurt me. And so I've learned to just realize that patience is the only way that I can, and quiet and being quiet. God made me deaf for a reason because I need quiet. Not all the time, but I need it sometimes. I know why meditation is so important. I know why Stick meditates and has his young boy meditating because it's important. You got to be able to shut your demons off for a little while so you can concentrate on where you're going. Because if you constantly are bombarding yourself and bombarding yourself, it's going to be hard to move. But I just say that to say, hey, I got y'all. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't never going to let y'all down. It may seem like it, but as long as there's breath in my body, I got y'all.
Right.
I always, and most of y'all who've been around me, the niggas call me all the time because they know why. Why is he coming? I call YZ because I know if I call this nigga, he coming.
I can attest to that. You was at the hotel, zippity split as soon as I made the phone call and we did that interview.
Yeah.
So you didn't play around. We got about 4 minutes before we get out of here. I
All right.
want to thank you so much for joining us this evening and going over this classic album. Been a fan since Tower of Power hit the airwaves and the video. Huge lifelong fan. So I thank you. I'm pretty mad that I don't get to kick it with you at A3C this year, but hopefully next year.
I don't know if
Um,
anybody gonna be kicking the A3C this year.
yeah. Can you leave us with your social media before we get out of here and where to keep up with you, everything YZ?
Um, I wish they would just go to Spotify and listen to Muad'Dib, listen to Legend of Floyd Jones on Spotify, or wherever you go. Like, I mean, it's on all the forums. Um, the Black Bank, TheBlackBank on Instagram. Um, I hate to say this, it's rare for me to be on Instagram or social media at all. Um, and I want to calm down a little bit because and bring it down. Because I'm not really this silly. But
Hey,
you bring out the silly in me.
I'm glad I could bring the silly out of you for one
Yeah,
magic moment.
but I'm gonna come back. Yeah, that's really it. If you need to get at me, man, get at me at the Black Bank. I have I have a Twitter. I have the real YZ at Twitter. I'm never on it. I have I can't even remember the last time I was on Twitter. I have even a Facebook, but I never get on it, bro. So the best way to get at me is the Black Bank on Instagram. I do have something coming though. I have a website being built called the BLM Gang. Okay, and people probably look at and that's my site, BLM Gang. It means Black Love Movement Gang. It's the Black Love Movement Gang. So when people see BLM Gang, I don't want them to think it's the Black love. Black love is all that matters. If we can learn to love one another first, not to say we don't need to love everybody else, but if we love one another first, all of that nonsense with the police will go away. All of this nonsense between us will go away. To me, we already know that Black life matters. We already know that Black lives are important. But without the love, how important is it?
Right.
How important is it, really? So, and that's all I have to say.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Can't wait to see you next time I'm in ATL.
Man, look, mi casa su casa. I got a bed right here, man. Come and rest on it.
No doubt. We got some catching up to do. I missed the past one or two A3Cs, so I definitely got to get out to see you. Take care of the family. I hope you are doing well and safe. And anything you need, I'm here for you. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime, and vice versa. If you need me, Aki, for anything, you already know what it is.
Already.
All right?
All right.
Hey, and thank you for whoever tuned in. I see I don't know how many people because I'm blind as well as deaf. But
it's been quite a few. And like I said, that number doesn't really represent.
I appreciate that y'all even took the time to come in and spend a little bit of time with me and the brother Sin-seer. If it wasn't for Sin-seer, you wouldn't be hearing me talk. So, because I don't do this. But maybe I should do it a little more often. But, let me know if I should do it more often, and maybe I might.
No doubt. Hey, shout out to everybody in the comments. I appreciate you guys because without you, probably wouldn't be no me, and I wouldn't be able to dig out some of my favorite legends like YZ. I'm glad he joined me this evening. Now I probably won't be able to sleep because I'm just full of excitement right now, but I got to get to bed. So thank you so much, YZ.
Hey, thank you, Sin-seer, bro. And keep up the good work, my brother.
Thank you.
All
This
right,
has been episode 87. That's YZ. I'm the journalist Sin-seer. Salute. See you later.
Salute, Doc.
Peace.